Hi, I'm Zoenie. I like to gaslight people into thinking they are accidentally sexualizing me. I still get the psychic compliments, but they're afraid to be too brazen. If the possibilities of beauty are as vast as the ocean, then I'm an offshore fracking platform that's working my best to extract precious resources. What? Carcinogens are extremely important to my people. Do you know the whales get majorly stressed from underwater noise pollution? That's like really sad for them. My family actually came here on a diplomatic resource exchange, but I've just been completely obsessed by your cute clothes and makeup. Classic second generation immigrant story. All the other fracking heiresses won't talk to me about this cute term I invented called Modestycore. They're like, why does core have to be added as the suffix of anything desired or trendy? Why does everything have to be themed? Shouldn't core imply a deeply held value? Why aren't you wearing your hard hat and jumpsuit? Because we're supposed to be evaluating this power plant. Ew. Historically, core was used for music genres like electronic core or deathcore, but now it's also become lifestyle and aesthetics based. Cottagecore, goblincore, honeycore, grandma core. I can't go on. It's too stimulating for me. Cores aren't substanceless. The core is a mood board, or a vibe, or a fantasy. You can emotionally invest in multiple ideas to different degrees. Just like how you can wear goth clothing and never listen to goth music. And to be honest, music is overrated. Sorry, do you mind if I put some royalty-free workout music on? My body's becoming anxious and it relaxes her. Dumb bitch. Here's some gossip about somebody you will never meet. I used to know this girl in high school who would purposely fall off her chair and her skirt would flip up and you'd see her thighs and maybe undies. And she crafted this perfect scenario where she got to be sexy without having to be accountable for it, and I hated her. But upon reflection, I feel like she was using strategic sexiness. She's married now, big deal. But she's not on social media, so I can't monitor her beauty and give her the evil eye, so she won. Modestycore is the premise of chasteness with the opportunity for a slip-up or unaccounted for beauty. You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. Like, yeah, women are slut-shamed and sexualized, so I choose to be a hotness mirage, blinking in and out of hotness depending on where the sun hits and having everybody confused, but also still thinking I'm a nice girl. Hey, take a look at my bod. Just take a look at it. Modest, completely covered. But the tighter I pull the belt, the less modest I look. Part of the game is actually wearing things that read as modest and making little adjustments. I could just wear a tight long sleeve shirt or cleavage, but that would be like I'm owning my body, and I never want to do that. Modestycore also just helps for safety reasons. There are some spaces or scenarios where I don't want my vessel to be looked at. Sometimes I want to go from point A to point B, under the radar, look sexy at point C, and then commute back to point A. Can I tell you a secret? I actually don't have genitals. Well, I guess I do, but they're not here with me. They're in a different dimension with my neck. I suppose that's the most modest thing about me. Friends and family sincerely ask me, why are you so interested in hotness and sexiness? Is it some kind of complex? My real answer is that I'm intellectually interested in the topic. When I was in college, I would go to this gym in the mall, and then after the gym, I would visit Victoria's Secret and La Senza. What's going on with undies right now? I wanted to know. Are high-waisted undies still in? Because the 90s are making a comeback. High-legged undies emphasize hips. Cheeky undies emphasize the butt bubbles, and thigh-high socks and garters frame the chubbiness of thighs. Lots to think about here. Something that I've been withholding from you is that withholding is hot. I find multiple piece lingerie sets nice, like good for you. I'd have the same reaction if you were wearing a princess dress. Happy for you. But I find lace and straps and mesh too obvious. So obvious that it's boring to me. Nakedness too is kinda neutral. Give me a girl in her PJs, no bra, brushing her teeth, or a female knight whose armor has been disintegrated from battle. I'd like to not know I'm beautiful. That's what makes me beautiful. You can know you're beautiful, but I would prefer to be an aloof farmer's daughter who's milking cows. Cloaking, glamoring, or casting a larger or smaller shadow for yourself is something a lot of people do subconsciously. I think the topic relates to a lot more people than just the Doulahan bimbos out there. We forget that men do this weird thing where they try to gauge whether they could beat up other men if it came down to it. They have to project this persona of strength and power even when they're sad or tired. It's called code switching. Oh boy. I'm being held hostage again by some new rival oil exec that doesn't know how we run business here. Bear with me. I'm bored. Being held hostage is so boring. Well, if I'm going to talk about human cloaking, I need a dead man. This dead man trapped in a romance egg can talk to you about code switching, which works better for me because I'm better at talking about bra sizes. Dead man, tell me about the switching of codes and the intricacies of human culture.
Yeah, I mean, we were checking the data, we were going through it, but it was a weird-ass story. I mean, who kidnaps a princess or an heiress? I mean, that's really weird. Okay, we got a question about code switching. So code switching is when you change yourself to acclimate to a dominant group or culture as a form of survival. This includes changes in speech patterns, tone, attire, mannerisms, and even behaviors to conform to the dominant group or society as a form of survival. But why survival?
Whatnot. But yeah, okay, you know how black students talk like this in front of whites? That's how we as colonized people learn to survive and avoid negative consequences.
Man, policing, lynching, redlining, prison industrial complex, drug war, means testing, square dancing too.
Yeah, yeah, square dancing, right. Meanwhile, whites mangle our language, our very way of being, just to be cool. We speak broken English, we speak slang, right? Our very expression is infantilized and commodified.
And they make all that money too.
And they make all the money. And they have the gauntlet strippers of our language. Our language becomes internet speak, fucking Zoomer dialogue.
Man, I fucking hate this empire,
Bro, I hate it too. It's awful.
Fuck this shit, bro.
Fucking hate this empire.
Yo, just, this shit need to be swept up in one big wildfire, bro.
Hey, I heard that.
The difference between hyper-exploited groups and outside groups is a matter of colonial relationships. In the context of Africans and indigenous people, especially in the context of settler colonies, they are hyper-exploited because they do not control their production and are under constant surveillance. In contrast, outside groups have some control over their production and are under less intense forms of surveillance. Both groups are forced to assimilate, but the former is in a permanent position of labor under the latter. Both groups face violence, but only the latter can actually aspire to whiteness.
Whiteness is a cage, like the chains of capital and the lonely protagonist. This soul vomits acid in the corrosive chastity of civility. I am no longer hidden.
And that's why Africans are still obsessed with Christianity despite a history of genocide. But hey, it's getting late. So remember, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to
Hey Deadman, am I kind of progressive because I use organic nail polish?
No.
Okay, bye. Honestly, it's nice that they tie these ropes to accentuate my hip to waist ratio. I guess there are a lot of different ways that people can code switch. Like you might start wearing linen when you want to look more wifey to your boyfriend's parents. And I might start engaging in the art of falling off my desk if people forget about me. If God didn't want me to play 4D chess with modesty, then why didn't he want that? I'm a swimming shorts girl. I wear shorts when I swim because even when I shave my bikini line, the ghosts of my hair still haunt the intersection between my inner thigh and bathing suit. I could be really confident and progressive and be like, who cares? But why should I have to be brave? I'd much rather be a cool, chill girl who wants to leave early because she's over-socialized. I think a lot about whales. Like, if there's machinery and sound pollution under the water, they can't flee because it travels so far. There are some theories that this is the reason why whales beach themselves, to escape the sound. Do you think God forgives mermaids for wearing bikinis? Apparently, I'm not allowed to wear heels today when we go to sow discord between two fishing territories. The thing that I've observed about human modesty is that the rules aren't applied equally. Modesty is kind of relative. The curvier you are, the more likely you are to be seen as obscene or inappropriate while you're wearing the same clothes as a thin person. If you're non-binary, trans, or androgynous looking, you might have to code yourself as more feminine looking when walking into the women's washroom so that you don't get harassed. The demand for modesty doesn't always mean covering up your skin. It can literally mean changing your signifiers because people find the essence of you inappropriate. I suppose Modestycore is the acknowledgement that there are lots of scenarios where you want to protect yourself and cloak yourself, and that there's nothing wrong with going in and out of the cloak of your own making. The cloak that people expect you to wear is sometimes acid and corrosive to your soul. So finding ways to open some buttons and flash some legs strategically is the safest way to live, maybe even in the process of living cloak-free. I get the adoration for hidden, secret, or rare things one can covet. It's the spice of life. It's unfortunate that you are so uncreative when it comes to the application to this fixation, like everybody's special interest is virginity. You can't escape that a large part of modesty is about purity and chasteness and is linked to a value system. Your body is a rose in a gated garden. You can only let one person into the garden, so choose wisely. The problem is, humans live for too long. If you build a whole culture around a garden tenancy exchange, which could happen in your teens or 20s, where's the drama after that? I have a solution for this. Let's add 7 more ceremonies where you have to give something important to somebody else. This should fill up a life with enough anticipation and drama, in my opinion. Adding to what you consider to be special or rare might lessen your obsession with purity, which I think could be good for you. Let me know what you think also. I'm being kidnapped again.
If only the wise bimbo cried. They shine in my hair, match the shine in the sky. As the man way below, hungry and lonely, they cry to the moon, if only, if only.
Okay. Everybody's in their own worlds, everybody's in their own worlds. Everybody's in their own worlds, everybody's in their own worlds. So sorry you couldn't be what you wanted. So sorry that I couldn't be anything at all. So sorry your life couldn't be what you dreamed it. So sorry you dreamed anything at all. Everybody everybody's in their own worlds. Their own worlds, everybody's in their own worlds. Torn apart by torture and disorder. All we do is listen to each other scream. Everybody's in their own worlds. Everybody's in their own worlds. Nobody can imagine a future. All we do is listen to each other scream. Sorry, a body couldn't be what you wanted. Sorry, a body had to be anything at all. At all. So sorry your life couldn't be what you dreamed it would be. So sorry you had to dream anything at all. Everybody's in their own worlds, their own worlds. Everybody's in their own worlds. Everybody's in their own worlds, their own worlds. Everybody's in their own worlds. We can't look out for each other. All we can do is listen to each other scream. All we do is listen to each other scream.
Mom! I can hear you! Okay. Mothers, you're always opening doors when I'm trying to film in their basement. What the heck? Just kidding. Love you, Mom. It is nice that I can use your basement to film. Yeah, it's nice. Got my own studio. Oh my god, again. Mothers, am I right? They make noise when you're trying to film in the basement. And you're just like, hello, I'm trying to film here. I guess it is your house. And it is nice that I'm able to set up like a green screen here and have all my equipment. Sometimes I'm filming and it's rough. Love you. Okay, let's freaking film!